We are entering a time of possibly, at least what Mike Maloney believes, is possibly the worst financial crisis in all of human history. And I tend to agree. This is one of my biggest mentors of all time, the person I studied the most over the last 14 years. Robert Kiyosaki is probably second. It might be 1A, 1B. I'm not sure who's who here, but they are talking about, and they've been saying this for years, in some people's defense, like, oh, they're Chicken Little, and Robert Kiyosaki's Chicken Little, and you're wrong until you're right at the end of the day. And we have been talking about this fiat currency. Money ceased being, or the US dollar ceased being money in 1971, really probably 1964 as well. The Bank Secrecy Act, also the silver coming out of the coins then, oddly enough, all the banking, AML, KYC, all the different spying, that really started with Lyndon Johnson back then. And we're now seeing the remnants and the last vestiges of this system play out, this dollar standard play out, and it's not going to be good. And so how do we prepare? This is what this channel is all about. This is why we talk about this all the time. This has been my history of being in politics in the 2000s and arguing with teachers and professors, and then seeing the financial crisis up front as I'm leaving school, and then seeing what happened after that, Occupy Wall Street, Obamacare being rammed down everyone's throats, the Tea Party, and what happened there, and then Bitcoin coming into fruition. And I became a gold bug, a real estate person, then a gold bug, and then it led me to Bitcoin ultimately. People like this, one of the greatest things about the lockdowns is that people had to come out of the woodwork. People like Ken McElroy, people like George Gammon, all these people had to come out of the woodwork and start producing content, and they didn't have to before. So never before have we had the abundance of wealth that we have now, where one of our founding fathers, I forget which one, I'm paraphrasing, said, when my formal education ended, that's when my real education began. And it's so true. Our formal education teaches us very little about common sense and logic and getting along in the real world, and we have to find that on our own. And there's a reason, I would imagine, why we don't teach it. Why would we not teach money in school? Why would we not teach basic, simple concepts and survivability in school? Interesting, right? So you can answer that yourself, but please, go watch this video. This is really telling us to what's happening, quite honestly, and what's coming, what's coming forward. We are in a time that try men's souls. So in saying that, get ready. What we talk about here all the time is being prepared for whatever, so we can sleep well at night, and we can take care of ourselves, our family, and those around us, and we can be a boon to society instead of being a hindrance, and being someone that's, instead of trampling people over trying to get toilet paper, we're the one handing things out and helping. And I believe that's what else do we put here for at the end of the day? Are we here to just walk around and be at the behest of the government and just be a cog in a wheel and a number and a statistic? I don't think we are. Actually, I know we're not. We are here because we're God's highest form of creation. We're here to advance His people. What have you done for my kingdom? And it's helping others. It's serving others, being the best person you can possibly be, that the greatest potential that you have. It said that we used 10% of our brains, and now we've got AI and things like that. We don't even use our brain. So what is AI going to do? So in saying that, let's jump into what is happening. We've got some interesting things going on with the 10-year yield, the benchmark yield, falling back below, down to 3.4%. So someone buying into the system, buying up bonds, driving the rates down, and buying this back up. And we've got a little liquidity pump here. We got, so the big three trifecta of what we want to see what drives the system. Then the DXY back under 102. So the easing of the dollar because of that cash being blown into treasuries. And somewhere, someone's looking for a little safety. The central banks are trying to buoy things, because again, that gets to 3.5%, really 4 and up. The red flags start happening and things start crashing. We already see banks crashing. The banks predictably crashing, the dollar predictably crashing. Been predicting that forever. Kiyosaki, many people have been predicting it for decades. So this is very visible for the person that has the eyes to see and the ears to hear. So who does? Most people want to put their heads in the sand. They want to be led. They don't want to be a leader. They want to be led and told what to do. And then they wonder why they're always losing, why the masses are losing. We just did a video on that too, why the masses always lose. So go check that out as well. Let me know what you think. Crude oil getting crushed, the other part of the trifecta. Crude oil getting crushed again. People getting scared. Hey, the economy's not going to be good going forward. So crude oil is getting crushed going forward. It's been getting crushed the last year. Look at this. Just absolutely getting hammered. Now the big three liquidity indicators. Look at this. Gold is up like 212, 220, 225, I think, earlier today. So huge pump. Silver, huge pump as well. And Bitcoin, huge pump. Almost up at 29. So again, people looking for safety, liquidity coming out of the dollar and trying to find other assets to be in, treasuries, and then obviously not oil, but gold, silver, Bitcoin, trying to get some flights to safety here. So we have the big news tomorrow is, you know what, I'm going to show you actually. Well, I'm going to show you guys how to do this. So you want to go to the news, calendar, and then you want to go to impact. I always do like what's the highest impact, 3 stars, and then countries. I come in here and clear this. I just put in United States to make it a little easier. And then we have, Jolt job openings today, but the big thing tomorrow is the Fed press conference, the Fed interest rate decision. So keep an eye out there. That's what's on the docket for tomorrow. And we're going to see what's going on. ISM services, PMI, that it's going to be interesting. We're in interesting times. So get prepared, get Bitcoin. That's your money. A finite container for a finite time. Why would you trade your finite time for an infinite liability like the dollar? It makes 0 sense. People fight me about this all the time. It's broken brain disease. People brains just literally ripping apart and tearing apart. As Alvin Toffler said, the people who will be successful in the future will be the ones who can learn, unlearn, and then relearn. So I don't claim to have it all down. This is my experience. This is what I've been going through the last 15 years, studying all this and seeing this with my own eyes and investing and doing the due diligence, going to the conferences, doing everything, being in the political side, being in the money side, being an investor, building businesses, playing professional hockey all over the earth, in Russia, in Sweden, seeing this firsthand. So don't trust me, verify, do your own research. I appreciate you. Please share this out. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. The algorithm hates truth, so please share this out. Question everything with boldness, even the existence of God himself. And this is freedom advice, not financial advice. And lastly, is Bitcoin working? The mempool is really blocked up. It's starting to clear out a little bit from earlier, but we got attacks on Bitcoin going on. Bitcoin was designed to be attacked. So we got all these garbage, scammers and people out here trying to bloat the Bitcoin blockchain. Nothing for you to worry about, but Bitcoin just keeps ticking. Every 10 minutes on average. TikTok next block. It's beautiful. It's designed to be attacked. It's been being attacked for 14 years and continues. TikTok next block. You know what doesn't? Banks. Another one failing this week. You know what? It's going to fail more going forward? Banks. Central bank failing. Dollar failing. Countries failing. Prediction now. Guaranteed. Central bank guarantee. Bitcoin has a central bank guarantee. So does gold and silver. They will go up over time because fiat currencies will go to zero, including the dollar. So I appreciate you more than you know. Please share this out because the algorithm does hate truth. And we look forward to seeing you on the next one.